Hello everyone, welcome to Manasoftware Patashala. This is Manideep and today we are stepping into day 10 of our Python learning journey. We have already explored 4 Python concepts and now it's time to unlock one of the most powerful concepts in any programming language, that is modular coding. Just like how a car is built from different parts like engine, wheels and seats, your code can also be broken into reusable modules that make development faster, cleaner and more efficient. Today we will see how Python allows you to reuse logic, organize code, and even expand your programs with the external tools, all with just a few lines. Let's keep this momentum going and dive into some very practical and industry relevant concepts. Let's begin. This is the question which I have asked you in a previous session. The answer for that is in this session, we will start by exploring standard Python modules like math, random, and datetime. Then, we will move on to creating your own custom modules. Later, you will also learn how to use pip to bring third-party libraries that allow you to build web apps, automate Excels, working with APIs, and many more. By the end of the session, you will be able to organize your code in much better way, just like a pro. Let's jump right in. Imagine you have opened a restaurant. Every time a customer walks in, you do the same things like greeting the customer, showing him the menu, take the order, cook, serve, and print the bill. Now imagine writing all these code blocks every single time for every customer. That would be exhausting, right? That's where module comes in. Just like how restaurants reuse their menu and kitchen setup for every customer, Python lets you reuse the code by keeping it in a separate files called as modules. You just need to import them and need to use it. First one, importing standard modules like math, random, and datetime. Let's see this with an example. Python gives you a toolbox filled with the powerful tools called as modules. You just need to import and use those. For example, consider you want to perform few mathematical operations like square root of a number or a factorial of a number. In order to implement the whole logic, it consumes a lot of time. But there is a module called as a math in Python which will help you out in solving all these kind of a mathematical operations. In order to consume the math module, first you need to import the math module. Since square root and factorial are part of the math module, we access them using the math function name. So math.square root of 49 gives the resultant as 7 and math.factorial of 5 gives the resultant as 120. These are the outputs after performing the mathematical operations like square root and factorial using math module. Next, creating your own module. Let's see this with an example. For working on creating your own module concept, first we need to create a file called mytools.py. Inside this, let's create two functions. One function, it returns greeting as an output, whereas the other function, it returns square root of a number. After creating those two functions in mytools.py file, our next task is to consume those modules. In order to do that, we need to write import mytools. So this is the way to import the module. Next, in order to consume that, we need to type print module name dot function name. In our case, it is greet. Let's pass the parameter as money to it. So after passing money as a parameter to the greet function, it returns hello money, welcome back as a response. Next, let's try to consume our second function, that is square. For that, we need to type my tools, that is a module name dot function name, that is square. After passing input as 5 to the square function, it returns 25 as a response. These are the responses that it returns from the greet and square functions using mytools module. Next one is using pip and installing external packages. Let's see this with an example. Sometimes the built-in Python toolbox isn't enough for more advanced tasks like working with Excel sheets, scraping websites, sending emails, or building applications. This is where external packages comes in. With millions of libraries available, Python allows you to install exactly what you need using pip. This enables you to expand functionality effortlessly. Inside the Visual Studio Code, press Ctrl Negation. This is a shortcut in order to open the terminal. This helps you to install all the required packages. First, let's type pip space install space request. This command helps you to install the request library. The request library in Python is a powerful tool for making HTTP requests. It allows you to interact with web servers, send data, and receive responses. Let's install this library. After executing this command, you can see a message successfully installed request library. Next, let's test request library. In order to do that, first we need to import the request module. Import request. This line helps you to import the request module. Using this request module, let's try to fetch the information from a URL and print the status code. So, request is a module, .get is a function, we were passing URL as a parameter. After that, we are getting 200 as a status code. That means we were able to connect to the URL and fetch the response. Let's try to print the response as well. Print response for JSON. So this is the content that we are able to fetch from the URL. Finally, we were able to consume the request module using if. Next, in order to make this session interactive, I have a question for you. Mention your answers in the comment section. Please like, share and subscribe Manasoftware Patashala and stay tuned for more such updates.